This is the message of the great Buddhist leaders of Vietnam.
I have lived through two wars in Vietnam.
If you want to ask me the question as what they want the most, is that you stop bombing, you stop the killing, stop the killing.
It is not our intention to give you ideas about peace. You have got plenty of ideas about peace. Our intention is to be peace, right in the here and the now, not to talk about peace. Breathing in, you take refuge in your in-breath. You are entirely your in-breath. You trust your in-breath. And together with your in-breath, you become peace. We have to be master of our feelings, not to continue to be their victim. And this is the basic practice of peace. You cannot become an instrument of peace if you have no peace within yourself. You as a group of Israeli, you have undergone a lot of suffering. Every time your people are hit by the Palestinians with a bomb, you want to retaliate. If you hit us, we will hit you back. If you commit the act of terrorism, you will be terrorized. If you can be a terrorist, I can be one also. We terrorize each other. And if you cannot handle your fear, your anger, your despair, you cannot talk about peace because we are not calm, we are not lucid. We are overwhelmed with our fear, our anger, our despair. That is why we do not perceive things as they are. We have wrong perceptions. And these wrong perceptions are the foundation for all action that will bring unhappiness, destruction, and fear and anger. We believe that we are only the one who suffers. They are only making us suffer. They don't suffer at all. That is a kind of wrong perception. If you have the time to breathe in, breathe out, and have peace in yourself, you see that the other group of people, they also suffer greatly like we have. They are adults, they are children, they live in constant fear. And when you are able to see them as victims of suffering, the nectar of compassion flows in your heart, and you suffer less. And when you suffer less, you help them to suffer less. And they need to be helped and not to be punished. When you suffer, you get angry, and you want to punish him or her. You believe that punishing him or her, well, you suffer less. That is not understanding. That is ignorance. After you punish her, she will suffer a lot, and she will find ways not to punish you back. And when you are punished, you get angrier, and you try hard means not to punish. And the cycle of anger and punishment continues. But after having punished each other for a long time, we find out that, well, nobody has profited from that process of mutual punishment. And then there is awakening, there is understanding. And that understanding is very clear, very simple, that mutual punishment will not bring us anywhere. And so you begin to talk kindly, my dear friend, let us stop trying to punish each other. Let us help each other. That is understanding. That is compassion. A text signed by both parties. But if the fear, the anger, the suspicion still remain intact in both sides, that is only a piece of paper. It's not peace. But if there is compassion, understanding, then even you don't need that piece of paper signed by both sides. We recognize that we interact. Our peace and safety depends on your peace and safety. That is why you should help us, and we should help you. Let's come together as brothers and not as opponents.
This is the message of the great Buddhist leaders of Vietnam.
With this faith, we will be able to speed up the day when the lion and the lamb will lie down together, and every man will sit under his own vine and fig tree, and none shall be afraid, because the words of the Lord have spoken it. With this faith, we will be able to speed up the day when all over the world we will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. With this faith, nations will not rise up against nations, neither shall they study war anymore.